Right, big controversy at Anfield for referee Andy Madley to deal with. Now, guys, just 13 days after Virgil van Dijk's goal was controversially disallowed at the Etihad, there was, well, a touch of déjà vu for Liverpool concerning Nottingham Forest's first goal. We're getting straight into it. Murillo's strike survived a VAR check, despite Dan Doye being stood in an offside position in front of Alisson. He was deemed not to be impacting him with an action here. Here we go again, Dermot. Goodness me. Did the officials get this right? What's going on?
I think this is the easiest of the three to explain, but I still think, I go back to 2 weeks ago, that the grey area is too wide. We're at the behest of the officials on the day. It's so subjective and it's too loose. There isn't any defining barriers that say, like the handball, if your arm's out, it's going to be handball. I just think, as I said 2 weeks ago, if you tighten it up, people might not like it, but we'd accept it. At the moment, people are saying, well, this has happened to our team this week, this has happened to our team this week. Liverpool feel aggrieved at both decisions.
And look, you can understand, you know, the frustrations, can't you? Because Liverpool saw the goal against City disallowed for it was the same thing last time out, wasn't it?
I mean, exactly, and that's the thing. This is the part that I go to where it's consistencies. And last week I said it should have been given as a goal, and then this week it is given as a goal. And you know, I can't help but feel like, are these decisions being modified as the season goes forward? I'm not sure, but Liverpool should feel really aggrieved by that. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't think Alisson's going to save that anyway. I think it was a great strike and it's going in there. So I don't think he has any effect on whether he's going to save that or not. Yeah. But there's no doubt about it. Liverpool should feel aggrieved because they didn't get the rub of the green last week. Yeah,
let's compare and contrast, because Dermot, I mean, you said on the last show you thought the decision to disallow Van Dijk's goal was subjective, but the correct decision. What is the difference with the incident?
I think the difference is that Robertson moves. He moves to the ball. What is interesting, you ask for consistency or get it right. You can't have both, can you? We can't. If you want consistency, everyone would have been disallowed.
No, when I mean consistency,
I get that. Let me finish. So consistency is only good as long as everybody's okay with it. Well, you said you thought the Liverpool goal was a goal, and I accepted your view. This week, 2 have been given as goals. Yeah. So you could say everybody's looked, watched, learnt. They haven't been inconsistent. They've actually recognised and thought, yeah, in this situation, the more acceptable decision is a goal, and they've given them. So they've actually given you what you want.
No,
you accept that, though, Jay?
But the decision of last week to this week is inconsistent.
That's
why Liverpool should feel aggrieved. Now, I have to ask you, last week you said that was a correct decision. Was that decision yesterday the correct decision? No. Yes or no?
Last week I said that's an acceptable decision because how the law is structured. This week I firmly plant my feet. Is that
acceptable, though?
I firmly plant my feet in the ground, as I did 2 weeks ago and I did 2 years ago, when I said it's too loose, it's too grey. The question Haley asked me was, is it too subjective? Is it too grey? And I said, both.
But do you think that decision is correct?
In the law as it's written, it's justifiable, and that's the problem. There's no correct, no wrong. That's what I keep saying. Jay, it's acceptable because the law says, and this is why I come back all the time saying we need to tighten the grey area. That would appease you, it would appease me, it would appease everybody else. But at the moment, the grey area is too wide, and that grey
area now is the use of discretion. That is where subjective reasoning comes in. One referee can look at the situation and say, okay, it's a goal. Another referee can look at that same situation and say, no, there was an obstruction. I will strike out the goal. So that is what Jay is saying. Let whatever decision there is be consistent. An obstruction should be an obstruction Monday to Friday and twice on Sunday, any day, any time. That is the argument. And I try to see what the old man there, I forgot his name, Dermot Gallagher, what he's saying, that okay, there is a gray area, which is that subjective. But if you want it to be consistent, then everybody will feel the same pain. It is not a goal, it is not a goal. That is the right way. Be consistent, follow the law, the lateral way, follow it. Yeah, but we know it's not possible.
Bay area gives too much
Do
debate.
you see a day, though, when, look, this become, it's not about that, it's not about being non-subjective, it's just factual, it's either in or out, it was on or it's not.
And that's what I would prefer.
One thing I would say on that, Haley, sorry to interrupt you, but one thing I would say on that, goalkeepers in training, they train for reaction and anticipation. There's the cones on the floor, the goalkeeping coach kick it and they have to react, but they're kicking it at the cones, so they have to react. I genuinely think goalkeepers just have to deal with it. People want to see goals, and I know from a goalkeeper's point of view, they're saying it's unfair because we can't always see the ball, and I understand that part. And I was a forward, so people might think, oh, he's a forward, and that's why he's saying what he's saying. But I just genuinely think that goals like the one for Liverpool against City, that should be given, and then it's just consistent. Then there's no grey area. Unless someone's maybe standing like literally next to a goalkeeper, then obviously that can be checked and that could be given the other way. But I'm saying if you're like 10 yards away from someone, I just think that goalkeeper's going to have to deal with it.
But I actually said 2 weeks ago, didn't I, that that's what I do. If you're in the 6-yard area in front of the goalpost, I think the goalkeeper must be aware of you in that position. If you're in an offside position, in my world, I would like to see that, you're told it's offside. People might not like it, but we know what we're working to. At the moment, you are working to somebody's opinion, and I think that opinion, as we see, it's different.
But this is what I said, Haley. Again, these decisions are subjective, right? And what I was saying is, not everyone in the VAR room has actually played football at any level, right? Not everyone has. So when they look at the rules, they're looking out of a textbook. You can't learn something out of a textbook. It's like if you go and learn a language, the people that learn a language are the people that will go and live in that country, and they'll learn it in a more natural way. If you learn the rules of a language out of a textbook, you're not going to speak the same way, right? So I feel like the people that are making the decisions in the VAR room, they should be playing the game at some kind of level. Not everyone's going to play at, the Premier League, the Championship or whatever, but they have to understand the game. And I just feel like if you're making a decision and all you've read is a textbook, it doesn't help football.
Maybe things will change. We'll get you in there one day, Jay. We'll get you in there one day. We've got to move it on because, what about this? We're going to bring in another, actually a similar incident from yesterday's North London derby. Spurs fans not happy at all here with Eberechi Eze's first goal, obviously in Arsenal's win over Tottenham. Both Trossard and Zubimendi, both in Vicario's eye line. Do you think this should have been disallowed, Dermot?
I actually think that's not the shot, this one. You see this shot, this is where I don't understand. I think them players are both in the goalkeeper's eye line. But I'm told because they peel away from that, they're not impacting. That's what I'm told.
Okay.
Again, I mean, listen, Dermot has said that's, if anyone's going to be offside, that's probably the worst decision because they are directly in the keeper's eye line. And
if you watch after that match, when I was analysing it, I said it also that they're in his line of sight, yes. But how they gave us the goal, I don't really understand. And we jello. I said it, but I saw it too. But that is the inconsistency they're talking about. If you see some people say their own, work, our own now, we escape, nobody bats an eye. Although even if Vicario complained, the VAR checked it, but the VAR, they used that discretion, the referee used his discretion, and they gave us the goal. Now our luck.
I said when obviously I watched the game. When I see that, straight away I said that's going to be offside because you've got two players in an offside position. They're literally in line with the goalkeeper's eye line. It should be. That is the one that's the most obvious. Of all the other ones, you can say, the players at an angle and whatnot. He's literally looking straight down the line of the ball and there's two players in his eye line. So that's why I don't understand it. And again, subjective inconsistencies, it makes no sense to me. And I think, that the fans at home, they feel the same way because people will be looking at that and say that's a joke.
I think of the three, that's the easiest to justify disallowing, and I think that would be more palatable. But as I tell you, it's not my opinion, it's what I was told.
The law. It's the law.
Right.
I get. And now, another thing we need to ask is, do we want the referees to follow the law, like to the letter of the law, follow it the way it is verbatim, or we want them to use their discretion? Because you can't eat your cake and have it. If we want them to always follow things the way the law book wrote it, Baba, teams go suffer. Teams go suffer. Gone. Any small argument with referee, Baba, collect a yellow card. Before you know, red card will be plenty everywhere. So we still need them to balance it out, to also use their discretion. And using their discretion takes you into the realm of subjectivity. So that is just the way it is. So I don't know how you guys say it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and what you think about everything that Gallagher and Jay are talking about.